It's not the nomads. It's the locals. What is up, blind viewers? It's Rant Day. That's right, the real Rant Day. Not that other guy's fake, stolen Rant Day. It's Rant Day. Now, over the past several years of me watching the Wheeled Wonders, I hear this a lot, and I'm even hearing it more now, and it's really kind of getting under my skin. So, I'm going to rant about it. It's not the nomads. It's the locals. That's right. Every time I hear it, it makes my skin crawl. Now, just like everything else, I'm not making a blanket statement about everyone that is out there full-timing or part-timing or van dwelling or living in your car. I'm not talking about everybody. Again, the Wheeled Wonders. But for the Wheeled Wonders to stand up, wave their little flags about how great we are, how perfect we are, how we are so environmentally conscious, and we're just like a bunch of hippies, peace, love, and happiness, and we would never do anything to harm the environment or planet Earth, is bullshit. Every time I see a Wheeled Wonder at some park or out in the middle of the woods or wherever they are, and there's trash or there's whatever, a fire pit left in disarray, or whatever it may be, it's always, well, it's not the nomads, it's the locals. The locals come around here and do this. That's right, the locals do it. I mean, I do it all the time. I sit here in my house and I do my business in a bucket, and then I wait, and I drive 5 miles to the nearest Walmart. And I go to the Walmart parking lot, I open my car door, and I dump my feces and urine out of my bucket all over the Walmart parking lot. That's what I do. I'm a local. Now, these RVs and vans and people living in the cars that are parked all over the lot, they don't do that. They go to Planet Fitness or somewhere like that. Or they go somewhere and they dump their tanks in the appropriate dump station. It's the locals. You know, the people that just push a button on their toilet and it goes away? No, they don't do that. They go in buckets and take it to Walmart and dump in the parking lot. It's not the nomads. It's the locals. Now, yes, if you wander off and you're in the woods somewhere and you see some things that are a little bit messed up, say some beer bottles and things laying around, yes, there are places where the local teens go to hide out from the authorities and sit around and drink and smoke and have a good old time and hang out. So yes, it does happen, and I'm not saying that the locals do not cause chaos and destruction. However, 100% of the time, it is not the locals. Especially now, during this pandemic and other things, even previous to this, we have seen numbers. Record-breaking sales in the RV industry. More and more people were moving into RVs. More and more people were living in their cars, vans, and etc. More and more people were buying school buses and whatever and becoming schoolies. More and more people were hitting the roads and taking to the roads. Now, during the pandemic, how do we travel? Well, we don't want to get on a little tube and fly in the air. We can't go to other countries, so how are we going to go? Well, we don't want to go into hotels and have other people coming in and touching our stuff and cleaning our rooms and all that good stuff. So what should we do? I know. Let's go RVing. So people get in their little RVs and they go. More and more people are saying, hey, I don't want to work. I don't want to pay mortgages and rent and everything else. I'm going to buy an RV and I'm just going to go drive and do. And I watch video after video after video of all these people. Yes, they go somewhere, they find places, and they might not put it on video, but yes, you can't tell me that these people aren't going and doing and leaving. Everybody isn't packing it in and packing it out. No, they're not. So to blame everything on the locals is just absurd. All right. Quartzsite. Let's take Quartzsite, for example. Now, According to Google, so don't yell at me about these numbers, I got them from Google. According to Google, Quartzsite has a population of just under 4,000 people. That's right, 4,000 people. But when the Wheeled Wonders show up, that number goes to, wait for it, yeah, about 2 million. So, when there is fecal matter and trash and all kinds of other things strewn about the desert, urine in washes, and all kinds of other things, it's the locals. That's right, those 4,000 people lie in wait, going, I can't wait till these nomads bombard our city, because when they do, I can finally drive out to the desert and dump all my trash and shit in the washes. That's what the locals do. Yes, because they don't do it when you guys aren't around, because then everyone would know that the locals are so horrible. They wait until all the Wheeled Wonders come and they go, yes, now we can go in under the cover of night and destroy the desert, because they'll blame it on them. Yeah, see how fucking stupid that sounds? So simply put, if you are one of the Bob's followers and you worship the Bob and you pray at his feet and kiss his ring, and you can't afford to live, so you move into your car and you drive to find the Bob and he will show you the way. Well, guess what? If you couldn't afford to live, you can't afford to live. Sure, living in your car is just a dream. I mean, who wouldn't want to just recline your seat and sleep and wake up and hit the button and set up and start your day? Well, if you can't afford rent and you can't afford food and you can't afford the luxuries of life or even the necessities of life in a house or an apartment, well, guess what? Living in your car, you still can't afford food or gas or anything else, because things aren't free. Just because you don't pay rent or a mortgage and you live in your little car does not mean that you have no expenses. So yeah, driving back and forth, how many times a day from your little spot in the desert to town or wherever else to get water or to dump your bucket or to take a shower or do anything else, it costs money. So if you can't afford to live, you can't afford to live. So don't tell me that the locals are running around doing everything because the peace-loving nomads are out there just holding it. I don't go to the bathroom for 4 days because I don't. No. You're opening the car door to your little Prius or Volkswagen or whatever you're living in, and you're dumping your bucket. You might be walking a couple steps away to a nearby wash and dumping it in there, but that's what you're doing. You're not driving to find a dumpster or some place to throw out your trash every day. Don't tell me you are, because if you can't afford to live, you can't afford to live. So I'm sure you're not going to waste your money driving back and forth to dump your trash when you're in the middle of the wide open desert. So yes, there are lots of the Wheeled Wonders who don't do things like that. There are lots of the Wheeled Wonders who do have self-contained living quarters, or they do have holding tanks that they go dump regularly, and they have trash cans and other things. But there are a lot that don't. And believe me, they're not going to inconvenience themselves, because look at the lifestyle that they chose. It isn't about doing what everybody else does. It's about going and living as cheap and easily as possible. And if that means opening the door and slinging your garbage, then that's what they're going to do. And likewise, yes, I'm sure there are locals that go zipping around out through the desert, and if they got something, they give it a toss. Yes, I am sure. But it's not the nomads, it's the locals. No, you're wrong. No, we're not done yet. That's right, this is a twofer. All right, this one, I know some of you don't like it, but Dipshit Dave. All right, here we go. Now, he, of course, came on and he had to do a rant video. Yes, just one more unoriginal idea that he has that he, steals from other people. But anyway, he has to talk about YouTubers that get criticized, and do they have the right to complain or be upset? isn't it funny how the guy who criticizes people for being upset and making a video about it runs and makes a video to backpedal and talk his way out of everything anytime anyone ever mentions him? So once again, the hypocritical dipshit Dave is having a fit because someone does exactly what he does, but twice as bad. So you're not supposed to put things on YouTube if you don't want people to talk about you. Okay. So, don't get upset. If you get upset, keep it to yourself. Because like Dave says, just ignore it. It'll go away. But yet, if you mention his name, boom, he has a rebuttal video up. If you say something about him, boom, he has a rebuttal video. So, what's the deal? Only dipshit Dave is allowed to make rebuttal videos and talk his way out of everything. Because we know Dave is perfect and he does no wrong. His channel is awesome. But yet, his own words, yes, he doesn't shoot for 100% accuracy and he gets shit wrong. Whoop-de-doo, right? So it really doesn't matter. But if you call him out on it, what does he do? He makes a rebuttal video to talk his way out of it. But yet, he'll get on and complain that people complain about being criticized. Whatever, man. It's just this narcissistic attitude that just takes over all the time. It doesn't matter what anyone says about him. He has to say, no, no, no. I am nice. I am perfect. I am great. But then, if you listen, he doesn't say I. We make videos. We criticize. We police the comment sections. We. So even if he is caught doing something wrong, it wasn't me. It was we. We do this. We do that. We do this. We watch the videos. We criticize. We report. So it's never Dave's fault. It's always the collective we. Something that got by him that they did. It's not Dave. Dipshit Dave is perfect. So please, allow him and his flying monkeys to just run amok and do whatever they want. But don't you do what he does, because he is the only one allowed to do these things on YouTube. He tells the fact that he is a critic, and he only criticizes constructively. He never down talks anybody. And we try to, get the comments that are bad, but it's not our fault that we don't catch everything. But see, the fact of the matter is, you could be dipshit Dave's best friend in the world, and he can praise you and talk really well about you in his videos. However, if you want to talk trash and you have enough money and you pay Dave every month, you can say whatever you want. That's right. I've read the comments. Oh, Destination Open Road. Scott and Terry are the best. I just love them. They're my friends. I talk to them on the phone, and we are so... But yet, if you read his comment section, people can say horrible things about his friends. And you know why they get to? Because they pay every month. Now, are you going to let this one slide? Or are you going to make a response video and talk about how we don't do that? And as always, you don't have to agree with me. That's not the point. The point is, this is Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.